All right, let's get into this. We just got a package from AeroPress, and I've been waiting on this for a while. This is basically just the AeroPress Go, it looks like. Boom, AeroPress Go. Okay, cool. Yeah. I like that. That's much better. Okay, so here we go. We got the AeroPress Go. Let's see, how does it match up to the size of our cup? Oh, that's so perfect. And we'll see what all comes in the box. Okay. All right, so this is how it comes right here. That's a cute little setup. Oh, it's actually a lot smaller too. It's like the same height as the travel tumbler. Get out of here. See that? Perfect. That's perfect. All right, so inside we have, this is a filter holder right here where you can take some of the filters and stick them into here. Okay, yeah, so you can take a stack of filters, put it into here, so that you have at least a few for whatever adventure you might be going on, or to have stashed in your desk drawer at the office or whatever. Boom, it's perfect. All right, and then you have the strainer. Ooh, these holes are a lot bigger than the original, and it looks like this is actually thicker. I'll have to compare those side by side here later on. This, I'm not sure what this is, but this is just like a silicone kind of pliable thing, maybe to like put your tools into while you're making it, but it comes with a cup. I mean, it's not the greatest cup in the world, I don't think, but well, there you go, that's cool. Now you can keep it from sliding around on your tailgate. I like that. Okay, so we got the cup. Oh, look how cute this thing is. It's so tiny compared to the old one. Okay. All right, so where were we? It's kind of a mess over here. This is very distracting. Old AeroPress, that box compared to the new, way smaller. So let's look at some of these differences with the old AeroPress. So again, I thought the holes were a little bit, yeah, you see how the new AeroPress, it has that hole right there is, there's no holes there in the middle, whereas that one does. I wonder if the old one fits on there. Yep, it does. But I don't know why they would have done that, but okay, that's fine. But the holes are bigger and fewer. You can see that they're, that the holes are a little bit bigger on the new one. I don't know if you can see it or not. But the combined height of these things, like plunger, like this is kind of where I usually put it when I do it. You can see a significant difference in the height of these two. So as for height, total height, this one is like 9.5 and this one is like 8. We'll just count it up to that little ledge right there. So 9.5 and then 7 3/4. So significantly smaller there. Let's do a completely collapsed AeroPress and see the comparison. All right, so we got the new one and the old one. Not that much different, but definitely a smaller footprint. So this one here is about 4 3/4 all the way to the top of the filter, and this one is about 5.5 to the top of the filter there. And then width-wise, this one is 3 3/4, and this one is about 3.5. So obviously a little bit smaller than this. You're gonna make a little bit less coffee, but that's cool. And then it comes with the cup as well. So all of that combined together in one little tiny travel packet is just kind of brilliant. I don't know why I've been so against it for so long. I think I'm gonna like this, so we're gonna go out and try it. But first, I think we should probably make a coffee here. Oh, I forgot to mention, it also comes with this stir stick. The old AeroPress came with a stir stick as well and a spoon. I don't have those here with me except for inside the old AeroPress container. I'm not gonna break that out, but if anybody remembers the old stir stick, it's this big old paddle right here, and then you've got the, I gotta stop pointing with my middle finger. So you've got the scoop there and the stir stick there. That's good to keep at home in the kitchen drawer. But for on the go, as the name implies, AeroPress Go, I think this might be the good setup. So this is your little stir paddle. And then it also comes with a scoop. I'd imagine this is probably somewhere in the 16-gram range. We'll find out in just a second. Okay, so a heaping scoop is, 16.5 grams. I don't know what you're gonna be able to fit in here, but I would imagine it's gonna be somewhere in like the 250 ml range, maybe 300, but no, I'm gonna go 200. I'm guessing 200 on this thing. Yeah, we'll see what it does. Let's make a coffee before we head out. Okay, so you're obviously gonna want to wash this thing first. I'm not quite sure that they send these things through any sort of cleaning after the manufacturing process and all the hands that touch it. So this is kind of common sense, but we're gonna go ahead and wash it first. Okay, let's actually look and see what that looks like, that scoop looks like when it's full of the coffee. Because sometimes you might be going out into, for your little adventures with your AeroPress Go, with ground coffee. So if that's the case, yeah, you can kind of see what a level spoon looks like. And a level spoon is 13.5 grams, and a heaping spoon is 14.5. I think we might have lost some in the grinder, but yeah, a level spoon of kind of light to medium roasted coffee. If you were to get completely accurate with it here, it's gonna be, yeah, 12.5, 13 grams. So you do whatever you want with that information there. And we're actually going to get the instructions out for this because some people have corrected me on the method I use for my water temperature. Okay, so here, water temperature 175 Fahrenheit or 80 Celsius. I've got mine at 180. That's not so bad because you actually lose a little bit of temp as you're pouring it in. Just kind of like through convective loss or whatever through the air, but let's just do what they say. 175 just seems so crazy to me that you would actually use that low of a temperature because we usually brew at 195 to 205, so that's just kind of crazy to me. So let's see how this comes out. All right, I usually do mine just this regular, I guess, inverted method, I guess is what they call it. So I set my AeroPress up like that, and then I usually put a filter in and I rinse the filter, kind of preheat the mug a little bit, and then I preheat the AeroPress a little bit. And this is the cool thing about these mirror tumblers is like the AeroPress thing just fits perfectly inside there. I love that. So here's my standard go-to recipe is, or kind of procedure is I'll put this in. I'm starting a timer right now. So I dump the coffee in, or I'm sorry, I dump the coffee in, dump the water in, put that guy in there. So I'm at 10 seconds right now, and then I'm just gonna stir until I get to the 30-second mark. Kind of not like vigorously, but just kind of stir. Yeah, kind of like that. All right, so that's that. And I'll top this off just a little bit, not too much. And then I pop my top on and I wait for this thing to do a complete brew time of 1 minute, that's it. So I'll flip it. A little bit of a mess here. And I'm gonna wait for that 1 minute mark, and then we're just gonna go ahead and press and see what we got. Some people like to dilute theirs, and I'm just gonna leave it as is, just so I can kind of see. Oh, we are gonna weigh to see how much came out of this thing too, the yield. So let's do that. Boom. Okay. All done with that. Oh, and we're using our Ethiopia washed coffee for this. And we wanted to weigh to see how much we actually got out of that. So let's see what we have here. 180 grams or 180 milliliters. That's what our yield was. Anyway, so let's see what this is like. I mean, gosh, their instructions are so good. They must have figured this out a long time ago. 175 is like perfect. Let me tell you why 175 is perfect. So we only have 4 minutes left on this memory card. Ooh, I'll try to get this out. So 175 is perfect because when you're making coffee out in the woods or out on a trail or while backpacking or skiing or snowboarding or whatever, you're gonna be at elevation. So it requires, water boils at a lower temperature at higher elevation, I believe. Fact check me on that. But also when you're out there, you just lose temperature. Like we're not in a controlled 71 degree environment where you're able to keep accurate control of your water temperature with a kettle and all that. Usually you're probably gonna be making your water on like a camp stove and it's not gonna be that efficient. And then you're gonna be using like a titanium cup or some other kind of stainless steel or something like that. Anyway, let's just say you bring your coffee to boil, you're gonna lose a lot of that temperature so quickly because everything is just inefficient out there in the field. So having a device that is basically made to brew cold coffee, like it's kind of brilliant. And I love it. And I mean, it looks really good in this cup too, but there you go. That is the AeroPress Go. I was actually gonna wrap there, but there's a couple things that we have to consider before as I was packing up my bag. This is the bag that I keep all of my coffee gear in when I go to work, to my day job, whenever I go like on a trip to a hotel or whatever. And inside my bag, what I was trying to get at was that I carry the Porlex mini grinder, hand grinder. This is how it looks, and it usually has this little thing on the outside of it, which is just like a little rubber grippy thing, and it holds the handle like so. But the thing with the old AeroPress was that the old AeroPress, this thing fit inside so you could nest, but it's kind of a tight fit. Like you can see, I don't know if you can hear the vacuum that thing is pulling on there, but yeah, the old AeroPress, this thing fit inside there, so that was a huge win. This looks like it's bigger. Look at this. Are you kidding me? Like the AeroPress or the Porlex Mini fits in there perfectly now. And maybe, just maybe, I might be able to keep the rubber grip on there as well. I mean, come on, you guys. This is just brilliant. AeroPress, you guys nailed it. You hit it out of the park on this. I don't necessarily need to keep this thing on there because it's all gonna be there, but I really like having that grip on the Porlex mini grinder because it just helps. I mean, this thing, sometimes when you have like a light roasted coffee that really requires a lot of grit, light roast coffees are harder to grind than dark roast coffees. And I'm way off on a tangent now. Basically, all I wanted to do after 3 minutes of recording was tell you that the Porlex Mini fits in here perfectly. And I don't know how well that's gonna work for the whole nesting thing here for me. Let's see. Okay, so Porlex Mini. Let's see this thing here. Porlex Mini hand mill, AeroPress Go, all put together. AeroPress filters put on top. This little cup. Oh, that's not gonna work out. This little guy here. Okay, so I can keep that. I can still keep that kind of compartmentalized so that my filters are there and I've got that little tool thing, but I can't do my grinder in there and the tools and the cup. So I either have to choose between keeping everything compartmentalized like so and keeping my grinder separate. But with my grinder separate, I'll be able to put the Porlex handle together. So now this is my complete entire coffee setup going into my little bag here. So this is a United by Blue bag, and I'll just zip that up. Boom. Kaboom. 12-ounce bag of coffee. This is a new thing that we've got going on. That video should have come out already. If not, it's coming out soon. But Khalil Coffee is now 1% for the Planet members. And 1% of all of our gross revenue goes to 1% for the Planet, who is doing incredible things for our environment. So if you haven't done any homework on those guys, check them out. There's some links on our website, or will be some links on our website where you can go to that. What else can I put in there? Oh, that's what I'm missing. That's what I'm missing. Uh-oh, I forgot my stove. You guys want to see what I have in my stove pack? Let's check this out real fast. Real fast. So this is an Esbit stove. This is supposed to be a solid fuel stove. So there's like actually a little solid fuel thing that goes underneath there. I don't use that. I just found that this was like the perfect size container for so this is the Snow Peak. I forget what they call this thing. The Snow Peak something or another. Anyway, it's titanium. It's super tiny. Look at this little guy. These little legs come out like so. Keep a little can of gas in here. Kapoom. That. I got a little tiny baby lighter in here, and you just freaking crank this gas on, and we're ripping. So that is my backcountry setup. If you need more information on that, I'll put a link in the comments so that you can find this stuff on Amazon or REI or wherever you go for your sporting goods. Okay, but we still have to determine whether or not this is all going to fit into my little bag. Got that. Perfect. And then a 12-ounce bag of coffee. Oh, look at that. Like butter, like it was meant to be. Boom. There it is. United by Blue. It's my little crack sack. Yes, comments or links in the comment if you want to get any of this to get yourself set up.